The V-19 Torrent Starfighter has been absent from the Stars theme for over 15 years, and believe it or not, this new version is actually one of the cheapest sets from this year's summer wave. At first glance, the 567-piece set feels like a fair purchase for £60 or $65, with a small handful of play features and 3 currently exclusive minifigures. The Phase 1 clone pilot is the most accurate representation we've received so far from LEGO. It features some clean and crisp printing on the legs as well as both sides of the torso. A new mould was used for the helmet, and the printed Red Republic symbol pops off really nicely against the white along the yellow stripe down the middle. While I like the stark contrast of colours here, it's a shame the yellow stripe doesn't stretch further back along the helmet. Underneath we have the classic clone headpiece, and there's even a small blaster for him to use. This is the 4th Asajj Ventress we've had, and while the purple may look too vibrant, it's actually pretty accurate to what we see from her appearance in the Clone Wars. The inclusion of her bandages looks pretty good too, with the printing on her legs as well as both sides of her torso. However, it's a shame her arms were left bare, and the use of dual moulded legs would have looked so much better on the sides here instead of this plain grey. I really wish LEGO would start printing pupils again. Without them, these characters end up looking empty and soulless, which is such a shame, especially when the printing looks as great as this. Her 2 red lightsabers are also included, complete with their personalised curved hilts. We've had our fair share of Obi-Wans, but this Kenobi is definitely one of my favourites. Unlike Asajj, we have this awesome arm printing for his Clone Wars armour, complete with the Jedi Order symbol on the left shoulder. The armour is also visible on his legs as well as both sides of his torso, slightly covering his Jedi robes. Although not as noticeable as Asajj, dual moulded legs would have looked great here to continue his armour and robe details along the sides. He does, however, have 2 face prints, one with his quirky smirk and another with a more aggressive look. His blue lightsaber is also included. The V-19 Torrent was actually a really fun build, and the end result is a compact, solid set. Although it doesn't look very appealing with the wings folded up in landing mode, it really comes to life when you fold the wings down into flight mode. It looks so much more impressive when displayed like this, which is a real shame as there's no pieces included to help you achieve this look. Occasionally, LEGO would include a little build such as a platform or part of a hangar to help display a set with an awkward design or stability issue, which would have been really useful here. Display issues aside, the play feature for folding the wings feels just as good as it does on any other Star Wars ship. These Technic pieces help stop the wings from overfolding when they come into contact with these hinge pieces underneath. The wings are really sturdy and appear to be quite strong, as you can safely pick up the set while holding on to both of them. Although, I wouldn't recommend doing this with just one wing, as it's surprising how much weight there is in the centre. A few of these dark red tiles are used to give each wing some colour, while a stripy sticker can be found on each wing along with this Republic logo on the left. Both wings are also finished off with identical laser cannons as well as these stud shooters. The rear wing has a similar design with its dark red and white colour scheme, although without the need for any stickers. It's nicely finished off with a handful of these smooth white tiles on top as well as a few inverted pieces to help tidy up underneath. Just like we saw earlier, this wing folds down and is held into place with this white rod when connected to this black clip. As it folds down, you'll see another white rod, which will connect to these 2 black clips underneath. It's a really fun feature that has just enough tension to hold the wing in place when upright. If held correctly and by using the correct hand movement, you can actually get this wing to unclip, swing around and securely lock into place. It's also safe to use as a handle. So all that's left to do is fold down the final 2 wings and you're ready to have some swooshing fun. Elsewhere, there's a good amount of detail and variation with different angles to be found around the back of the set, especially where the rear wing is being housed. Behind each wing is a long black thruster, both capped off with these transparent blue pieces. I especially like these black barrel pieces as it's a really clever way to achieve some simple yet effective textures. The front of the set is probably my least favourite area to look at. The 2 engine intakes look a bit flat as stickers, and should have been brick built in my opinion, while the shaping at the front of the main body just looks a bit awkward and jarring, especially either side of these dark red cheese slope pieces. However, I do like this transparent yellow window which opens up to reveal the cockpit. This is where our 6th and final sticker can be found inside on the control panel. The clone pilot fits nicely inside and is held in place with the help of these 4 exposed studs. Around the cockpit, the exterior has a clean finish to it with these long white curved pieces attached sideways, while each side curves away from the cockpit down towards the wings in this rather clean and satisfying design. With that all said, let's take a look at the pros. Although they have their flaws, I do like the selection of minifigures included, especially the return of Asajj. And I love the Obi-Wan minifigure in his Clone Wars armour, while the V-19 is a clean, tidy and solid build with some fun play features. The smaller scale doesn't bother me too much, and although it looks a little stubby when in landing mode, it looks so awesome when in flight. Ultimately, it feels very comfortable to hold and swish around. Time for the negatives as we take a look at the cons. Although great inclusions, some poor executions let these minifigures down. The plain arms on Asajj along with the lack of dual moulded legs, while the same can be said for Obi-Wan. If I'm being honest, these omissions make these almost great minifigures feel a little tacky. The V-19 could have benefited from some more brick-built sections in certain places instead of using stickers, while the absence of a little side build or stand to help display this set with the wings folded down is a shame. With all that in mind, I'd have to give this set a 6 out of 10. While it's great to see a new V-19 at a smaller scale along with a good selection of minifigures, the overall set just feels a little off to me. It's certainly a fun build with some entertaining features while also managing to look good, but it's hard to appreciate that when it's sat on your shelf all closed up displayed alongside these almost perfect minifigures. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you haven't, then make sure to subscribe to keep up with future content. Thanks for watching and see you soon.